All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Mayum coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akimar on the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and its truth and sincerity. And I just want to do a quick lesson, seeing as the Spirit has been moving, and speaking expressly. And, on Sunday, one of the the brother had sent a video out on Saturday. And I believe I reposted that video up on my channel. But, the brother was going in the video. Matter of fact, let me see if I can just at least find the post. I don't know how to look at post or not. Shit. Well, either way, as I said, this is this video that the brother made was going into basically somewhere along the lines of the title was it's a season for these women to crash out, and this is what we've been seeing, and this is what brothers have been experiencing, man, on every level. Okay. And one thing that that these women all have in common that are crashing out is that as far as them bugging out, is that they're all complaining about the same damn things. All right. But real quick before I forget, I think I already said it, but just in case, I want to give all the praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. Much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth. We're diligently pushing out this truth and sincerity. So, Lakia, if I repeat myself, I just got a lot of just going off the Spirit and just trying to gather my thoughts to put say to to get right to the point. And so sometimes I forget whether I properly saluted in the Spirit. So one thing that these women all have in common, man, as far as what they complaining about, is the same things. All right, having to deal with with the kids, and if they have a man, which a majority of these women that are complaining don't have men. Okay, they're all single, and they're complaining about living the single life. Okay, but one thing that the scriptures talk to us about, and this is something that we harp on heavy, is to count the cost. Okay, and let me get that preset real quick. So lucky as I do this in transit as well, on the way to get this working. How it be, man. Jake still in Babylon, that grinding don't cease, man. Not until Yahweh Shai Shai comes and delivers us, man. But nonetheless, this is Luke chapter 14, and see, and that's, I'm gonna get to the point. But man, hey, Esau has done a great job at wearing us, the fuck out. All right, wearing out the saints, which ultimately, the saints are, the entire nation of Israel. But in these last days that we are in, there is only a remnant that the Lord is dealing with, that the Lord is listening to and hearing their cries. All right, and that is the Israel of Israel. All right, the election. Okay, but this is Luke chapter 14, and I believe it's I'll start at verse 28. It says, "For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he hath sufficient to finish it? Lest haply after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish." Okay, and that's what we harp on in the Spirit, as far as counting the cost of whether coming to the Lord or not coming to the Lord. And also, when you do come to the Lord, you have to count the cost as well and understand that this isn't going to be a cakewalk for you. To come and serve the Lord isn't something that's going to be easy. And so in like manner, pertaining to this topic at hand, a lot of these women, they don't count the cost. Okay? They'll get in their feelings, all right? And some of these women will actually admit that they're just being emotional. Okay? But they still allow those emotions, even though they recognize that they're being emotional, they still allow those emotions to make the choices for them, make the decisions, for life, decisions, man. And so a lot of these women, they don't count the cost when they end up leaving their man, or if they have children, they don't count the cost of how hard life is going to be now without a father in the picture, to help raise this child. Okay, and don't let no family be around, because then it's going to be even harder for you, man. A lot of times, your so-called friends, these people ain't going to help you. Okay? They got their own problems they got to deal with. And that's, the thing with these, that the common denominator behind these women that are complaining, and you see these videos posting up, the brother Ash always sends them out, and, the reason why I decided to do this video was one of the brothers, let me see which brother it was a little bit earlier. Bear with me. Let me just see where it was that the brother sent the video. They're all over the place. It was the brother Ibar. He sent this out earlier, and the video is entitled Single Mothers Are Crashing Out, Part 10. So, this is Part 10 of this one particular channel series on the crashing out of these single women. But this is something that's, at this point, becoming a pandemic. Okay? Women crashing the fuck out, especially women with children. And again, common denominator amongst all these women that you see complaining with, especially with the ones that have children, is that they are not with the father of those children, or they are not with their men, with a man. Okay, and even with the ones with the man, if you watch this video, you'll hear a couple of these women, I think it was like maybe 2 or 3, that were sitting there and complaining about having to raise the kids. I'm tired of, I'm tired of the cleaning the poop up, and the pulling, and the wanting, and the complaining and the crying, and then one of the women even went on to say that she's tired of her husband touching her too. So she has a man, and she's still complaining, man. And it goes to show you that these women can't be pleased, man. These women do not know what the fuck they want. That's why you women, all right, for you sisters out there, man, you need to understand that you just need to keep your mouth shut, man. And if you are with a man of the Lord, hey, just follow that brother's guidance. The brother is going to make the best decision, unless the brother is just completely and outright wicked. And then in that case, the Lord is going to get him far away from you. But for you sisters that believe, man, hey, let your husband guide you. And if you do have a husband and you're watching this video, you're already going off. Okay? Because you should be learning from him. You should be sending him this video. But nonetheless, women need to be guided, because they sabotage their own lives. And they want to try to blame you and say, oh, he ruined my life. No. Your decisions and your poor choices got you to where you're at today. And then here you go, sighing and crying and complaining and up all night, can't sleep because you in tears. But it's your own choices that got you to where you're at. And that's what you see. Okay? That's exactly what you see, man. The scriptures talk about, and when we read the scriptures, the Lord always refers to his people as women. Okay? As a woman. Why do you think that is? Well, when you look at the state of our people, okay, and you look at the state of of the women, of you Israelite women here in this society, is the exact same attitude, man. Okay, made poor decisions, left their husband, all right, and then when they're asked out, then they want to try and sign and cry, man. You read the Bible, that's all that took place with Israel, with the Israelites. They left their Lord, who is their husband, all right. Let me prove that real quick. All right, we're espoused to one husband, man. Yahweh Shemi Yahushai. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 11 and 2. Come on now. 2 Corinthians 11 and 2. It says, "For I'll start at verse 1. It says, would to the Most High you could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach," which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, so we have a husband as a people. Okay, we have someone that we're supposed to seek guidance from and to learn from, as a woman should do with her husband, in the flesh. So us as a people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you are likened onto a woman. So when you men out there, when you have your woman acting up, she ain't listening to nothing you saying, she's just being completely disobedient, giving you hell. Just remember that you at one point in the time was doing the same thing to the Lord. Okay? And us as a nation of people, all right, we did it to the Lord. Every single last one of us at one point or another were being disobedient to the Lord. And this clip that I'm gonna play, it's just a little snippet of this video the brother sent. You have this woman that's sitting here crying, of course, a Southern Kingdom Israelite woman that's sitting there sighing and crying. And one of the things she quotes is, or she says that she's trying to get closer to the word of God, all right? Which, the majority of our people don't even know the name of the Lord. That's how far gone our people are, that they don't even remember the name of their husband. That's how far gone we have gotten as a people, man. But she says how she's trying to get closer to the word because now she's going through it. And that's another thing that you Israelites always do. Every time you go through it, that's an indication of who we are as a people, according to the Bible, is that whenever we start catching hell, we seek to the Lord, man. Okay? But she says that she tried to put her own, she was trying to say that she put what money she had for bills into tithes, because she said she knows that the scriptures say that obedience is better than a sacrifice. And you already know she ain't obedient, man. Because if she was obedient, she wouldn't be in that position that she's in. To that level of severity, where she's having to live in her car, she can't pay her bills. We that obey the Lord to the best of our ability, we catch hell, but we ain't catching hell like the majority of these people. The people over here in America, man. Okay, and that's because we not only do we obey the Lord, but we sacrifice as well. Okay, it didn't say not to sacrifice. It said obedience is better than sacrifice, but it didn't say nothing about not sacrificing. Okay. So, we are espoused to one husband, man, as a people. And that's why these women are catching the hell they're catching, man. Because as us men, we're supposed to look at that and be like, damn, I did that. I was doing that to the Lord. Now I understand how the Lord felt. Okay? Now I understand a little bit of what the Lord was going through when he was dealing with Israel all those thousands of years, man. And it got so bad to where the Lord stopped dealing with us, man. He completely kicked us out the house. And he said no more. He turned his back to us. And what happened to us? We were out there frying on the pan like a fish, man. Cooked. We were completely cooked, man, as a people when the Lord turned his back and kicked us out from his presence, man. Now, of course, eventually, because of the mercies of the Lord and because he loves us as a people, he sent us a savior, a redeemer, which when you go into that word redeemer, it means to buy back. But you have to humble yourself to even be covered by the redeemer. Because he ain't just come, he didn't come to give you a free pass to continue to be wicked and prideful and wicked. And then he's going to come and say, no, you got to work to show, as the scriptures say, make thy calling of election sure. Okay? And one of the clips in that video, one of the chicks was saying that she couldn't get the U-Haul detached from her Jeep, and she fucked her thumb up, and then she went to go take that's why she was trying to get it off the tow hitch, and she couldn't. Ended up fucking her finger up, which, she probably didn't fuck it up. She just probably pinched it a little or something, and she's sweating, and she didn't get no sleep per what she said, and she ain't got no man helping her. She ain't had no help. So she tried to get the people at the U-Haul, but they weren't open. And when she called, they said, hey, well, we don't open till this time. You're going to have to wait there if you want help. So she says that she calls her, she said some guy's name or somebody's name, and then she said her brother. I'm not sure if she said her parents, but she called her friends. And she said she also called her ex. And she said her ex got on her ass, started getting on her. I would too. Like, bitch, what the fuck you calling me for? But see, that's what these women do. Especially here in America, man. The majority of these women end up leaving these men that do right by them. And a lot of these women, end up leaving these men over little stupid shit, man. Little things here and there that they complain about, and it gets to the point to where the dude don't know no better, because he was never raised by a father himself to teach him to when enough is enough of dealing with these women. And she ended up leaving him, and now here it is. She's calling his ass to come help her. I personally wouldn't have picked up. But hey, again, this is the condition, and something that we always say is, you want to see the state of a country or the state of a nation, look at their women. Well, look at these women, man. Completely assed out, sighing and crying, through, desolate. Some of these women, I think it was the first clip in that video, she got a 2-year-old living in a car with a 2-year-old, which I personally believe, she was actually lying. She was showing the video of her being in the car. Now, maybe she might have been out of the car at one point in time, but I think she slipped up in that video and said that whatever money it was that people were sending, that she used that to pay rent. And then she went on. She quickly changed the thing and said something about the job that she got. She got a job now, and that she used that money to pay the car note. But she said she had said, so I was like, wait a minute, I thought you was living in the car. What do you mean you got to pay rent? So these women will lie, man. Some of these women will lie because they know they can get some views and people sending money because of sympathy. Because you got idiots out there that just hear a woman in distress and a lot of these people be Captain Save-A-Hoes, and you got these women that come to the sisters rescue. But some of these women out there be lying, man, just to get some money from people. And they do it to men all the time, so they just now switching over to finessing everybody. going over to the internet and just getting money from everyone else. Okay, but let me play a little bit of this clip. Like I said, hey man, this place is just through, man. America is completely and utterly through. If there are women who this society is structured around to cater to women, if the women are now suffering, what do you think is going on in this country, man? Do you actually think this place is doing well? Okay? Do you really think this place is doing well? If even the women who this country caters to and you know, their whole welfare system is made, or has, you know, changed over the years, obviously, but has been made to keep these women afloat. And they're still suffering. They still can't pay this. They still can't pay that. They still living in cars. Some women living in storage units. Some of them having to go back to live with their parents. And some of these women have burned so many damn bridges that they ain't got no help. You know, and again, that's the pride of these women. The pride of these women has completely destroyed them, brought them down to a piece of bread, man. And they want to have the nerve to blame everyone else. Nah, you made your bed, now lay in it. All right, so let me play a little bit of this video here.
And life is hard. Life is really hard.
Yeah, and life is hard, man. Life is hard here in Babylon. And what coming into the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord does for you is it gives you the freedom to understand, or to be at rest in your mind. Because this is what we see happening right now, is that the majority of these women, and you got men out there bugging out too. Men ain't, I'm not saying that the men aren't bugging out. I'm just, you know, specifically, you know, speaking on women in this, but you got men and women that are bugging out. And the reason why is because in their mind, they have no rest. The scriptures say that they that are, you that are laden with heavy burdens, come rest with us. Now, do you see brothers out here just coming and hanging out and just, you know, sitting down on the couch and just taking deep breaths and staring up at the roof and just trying to be at rest? No. What that means is come be at rest in your soul, man, in your spirit. Because we understand that this place is going to eventually come to an end here real soon. And the Lord is going to come to deliver us. All we have to do is make our calling of election sure. By obeying the Lord. By sacrificing the things that we could gain in this world to gain the world to come. You see? And you can't tell a woman that. Because a woman has to live in pleasure. She has to have everything that she desires right now. And if she don't have it, she ain't going to be happy. That's why the scriptures say that she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth, man. You know, roughly paraphrasing that verse. Okay, and that's the majority of these women. They can't go through hard times. You know, women weren't geared to go through hard times. That's why when they start going through hard times, they start hopscotching from man to man, looking for someone that's gonna give her that rest, that pleasure that she's looking for, that stability. Because that's what they don't have right now. Is that they don't have stability right now, and that's why they're bugging out. They done left their man, and instead of acknowledging that they fucked up and trying to, you know, work things out with the dude they left, or, you know, trying to humble themselves down so that a man of understanding would pick them, you know, they don't do that. They continue on with their ways, still not understanding why they're in the condition they're in. This place is completely bugged out, man. This shit is through. These people's minds are completely lost, man. And you see it clear as day through these women. Okay? Keep playing this clip. This is the clip of that Judite that I was speaking on. You know, the Judahite woman.
Oh, Jesus. Life.
Yep. Who she called? Ghostbusters? No, she called JC. Jesus Christ. That's not his name. That's why you're going to continue to stay in the condition that you're in until you either come to the Lord or you make it to the end when the Lord destroys America and you go along with it. You either come to the Lord or you're going to be left behind, man. That's the only two options that we as a people have. As Israelites, we got two options: serve the Lord or end up perishing like your own dung, like your own shit. Okay? Let's keep playing.
It's really hard.
Yeah, see, life is really hard, but when you have a man, even though this society is still difficult, you know, with two people living together, it's a lot easier than being by your damn self, man. And that's what these women don't understand. They make these rash decisions, run their mouths, talk all types of shit, you know, and end up leaving these men, and then they're worse off. Okay, and the scriptures tell you that, man, about these demons. You know, these demons are, you know, you'll be, is in Matthew's, I want to say chapter 12, where it talks about the demon leaving a man and then comes back and sees that the house is cleaned up, which is, you know, that man as a vessel, that person as being a vessel, sees that it's been cleaned up, you know. So that demon go, hey, shit, this place looks a lot cleaner. Shit, let me come in here with multiple demons. Let me come in here with my homeboys, and you know, let's see what we can do up in here. And what ends up happening is, as the scripture goes on to say, is that they end up worse than they were before. Okay, and that's what you see happen, especially with these women, man. These demons be hopping on them. You know, like the light switch, on and off. Okay, and eventually these demons will get these women to a particular point to where they end up on YouTube crashing the fuck out, living in a car or a storage unit. And I personally met a woman one time that was living. When I first met her, she was living in a storage unit, man. You know, we went out on the first date, and she said, I gotta go grab something if you don't mind, you know, taking me to the storage unit. She first told me she was in the process of moving, and she still had some stuff in the storage, and she needed to go grab something. You know, and eventually she ended up telling me that, hey, you know, I actually live there. I'm living out of that storage unit. I was like, God damn. You know, that's the state of these people, man. Just completely lost. Just keep playing.
And I try my best to stay in the Word of God, even when I don't have. I sacrifice bill money that I don't have, and I pay my tithes for God's word.
It's lucky I accidentally closed out the screen. She said she sacrificed her bill money to give tithes to give to the church, and she don't get no benefit from that. The only person who's getting any benefit is Pastor Porkchop in the back, who's jumping in the air and clicking his you know, his heels and leaping for joy. He's the only one who's benefiting off all that tithe money that y'all getting. Here it is, you can't pay your bills, and Pastor Troy in the back is taking all that money and using it to buy himself a Land Rover, getting him, you know, paying his, you know, $3,800 mortgage. That's what he's using that tithe money for. Meanwhile, you can't pay your light bill. You can't even pay the Wi-Fi bill. You gotta go to, like the old days, go to the cafe and use the internet there. Okay, let me keep playing a little bit.
And I made a vow to take care of the things of God before I take care of what I have going on.
And there you go. You see, some of these women actually get the right idea. Now they still need to be guided in the proper direction, because they need to be. She needs to be guided to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, and that's where a man of understanding, a man of the Lord, comes in handy to guide you as a woman who's lost, or as a woman who's catching hell, and you're understanding that you need to seek the Lord. This is where a man of the Lord comes in handy. And sometimes the Lord will bring a man of the Lord into your life in one way, shape, or another to guide you in the proper way, and you still end up bugging the hell out. You still end up bucking up against what the Lord is the Lord trying to extend a hand out to you. That's why you end up, your life completely turned upside down. For you women that end up coming across a man of the Lord and end up leaving him, your life completely goes into shambles after that, man. You know, and it may be for a time, and then you feel like you get back on your feet. But we ain't in those times no more, man. We ain't in the times where these women gonna be able to get back on their feet, man. Things are getting rough. And if they do, hey, then the Lord is just preserving you for the missiles, man. Because he wants you to stay proud, so that he can destroy you. Okay? But some of these women, man, and the scriptures will tell you that, man, that, and we brought it out at camp the other day, in the time of affliction, there's a forgetfulness of prosperity, and when you're prospering, there's a forgetfulness of affliction, so here it is. This is now these women who were at one point in time, more than likely, getting by decently, may have had a man, and, they had a home together, and she done fucked that all up. And now she complaining and signing crying because she can't make bills. She can't pay the bills. Now all that time that she was doing good, she don't even think about that shit no more, because she having to think about how the fuck am I going to pay what I need to pay. Okay? Keep playing.
Because it is he who gives us the strength and the ability.
That's right.
To achieve things in life. It's him who gives us the strength. It's him who allows us to go to work to get the resources.
Yeah, see, and us having to go to work to be able to pay for resources is a punishment from the Heavenly Father. Because again, us as being the Lord's chosen people, when you read the book of Genesis, we weren't working. We weren't even cultivating the field. Okay? The food grew on its own. All right? We didn't have to till the ground. We didn't have to do any of that. The food just grew on its own. We didn't have to worry about watering nothing, all right? Because the Lord took care of that too with the dew of heaven. Okay? The animals feared us, the animals feared us, so we didn't have to be worried about animals attacking us. And we mainly, relied on a more of a veggie fruit diet than we did eat meat. All right. But we had everything that we needed to without having to worry about going to work. So the reason why we are going to work is because the Lord is punishing us. That's why we got to go to work. That's why your ass got to get up at 4 in the morning to get your ass over to the job, or to hit the bus stop, or to have enough time to get to work. Because this is a punishment, man. And that's what these women don't understand. A lot of these women don't understand that this life that we're currently living in is punishment from the Lord. And we're supposed to use wisdom to understand that. And understand that the only way out of this mess that we're currently in is to come back to the Lord Yahweh. Not Jesus, not God, not Jehovah, not whatever the hell you want to call him. His name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, man. That's what this affliction is supposed to teach you, to come back to them. And the Lord will give you the nudges necessary for you to see, like, hey, this is the way. Walk ye in it. Sometimes the Lord, like I said earlier, the Lord will bring a man of the Lord. Or he'll bring you across a video or across somebody that knows about the Lord. And they'll teach you about the Lord. And you're supposed to humble yourself and understand that you don't know a damn thing. And that I should learn from these people. I should learn from this person. Because they seem to be, walking with some form of like a GPS, so to say. Like they're walking with confidence that the way that they're going is the proper way. They seem to be sure of themselves in the path they're taking in life. Because a lot of these people, they're not sure about the path they're currently on. They're currently suffering. God. Okay. Let me play a little bit more of this and then we'll close out.
I will give to the homeless. I will give to others who are in need before I have. And here
and see, a lot of people, and this is what the Christian church does to you, is make you believe that you feeding people and, giving money to the poor is giving you a gold star with the Lord. Yeah, the scriptures tell you to help the poor, help those that are in need, but that's not going to be something that draws you closer to the Lord at the end of the day. Okay? It's a good deed, all right, but it doesn't make you a good person. In this situation, she needs to be worried about paying her damn bills instead of giving money to someone who probably ain't going to even buy food, to be honest. They're either going to buy a drink or they're going to buy cigarettes or drugs with that money, man. Okay? But again, see, if she would have had a man would have told her that shit. Hey, stop doing that shit. Like, bro, what are you doing giving away the money that we need to pay this and that? Ain't you? We struggling. We need to pay this. We need to pay that. See? Again, man, these women will sabotage their own life and then continue to make poor decisions and wonder why they're in the position that they're in, man. Digging themselves deeper and deeper into a hole that they already made. It's a damn shame, but it is what it is, man. All right?
Yeah. Facing homelessness, utilities about to be disconnected, don't have enough gas to work or to go to interviews to get a better opportunity to get out of the situation that I'm in. And I am someone, I come from the projects. That's my upbringing. I don't have a mom or dad or a sister or brother or friends or support.
Worked all fucking day yesterday. Only had a half-hour fucking break. I literally worked.
So see, she ain't had nobody. But I guarantee you, you go and inquire as to why she ain't got nobody. She done, more than likely, she done burned all those bridges through her pridefulness. And I know a woman in particular right now that done burned all her bridges with everybody in her family. And everyone around her. The only people that she got around is people just as delusional as her. That's who she got around, and that's a formula for disaster. Okay, but hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there, man. The point's been made. You know, this country, these people, these women, you know, these men, you know, this place is coming to an end, man, and you see it in the mindset of these people. They're just completely losing it, man. And the apostles have been saying this for years. When people have nothing else to lose, they lose it. Okay, and this is the state that we're in right now, where people are starting to lose their minds. All right. So, hey, Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ruchah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, who are diligently pushing out this truth and its truth and sincerity. With that, I say, Shalom.